the live link is just about to go live. Right, apparently we're live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Wednesday night quiz, being broadcast direct from Nick's Lounge, you'll be pleased to know. I don't think it's feasible to do an outdoor quiz tonight. I was talking about it the other week. We had one attempt, but unfortunately we haven't had the weather since, but never mind. Right, I hope everybody's got themselves comfy, get your drinks and things ready. At the moment we have 17 teams logged in, but I'm sure we've got quite a lot more to join us in the next few minutes. So 15 minutes of me just talking to myself or talking to my audience, really. Do feel free for everybody to join in the chat and see who is with us tonight to take part in next Wednesday night quiz. Again, 6 rounds of just general knowledge trivia. Starting off tonight with, as I normally do, an initial letter link round. Well, it's not an initial letter link, that's wrong. We just give you the initial letters of the first, I think it's 12 answers tonight, Wednesday the 8th. Wednesday the 8th, that's round number 1. Round number 2 tonight is a trivia trial, which is very straightforward. You take the last letter of your first answer, it's the first letter of your next answer until you get to number 10. Where the last letter of number 10 is the first letter of number 1. Round number 3 is a connections round. I will ask you 9 general knowledge questions, followed by question 10. And question 10 is what is the connection between them. Right, just a few people logging in now. We've got evening Ian. Hope all is well with you. Hope the hedgehogs are well. And yes, I'm not quite sure what you're sending me the other, you were sending me something the other day, but anyway, I nearly understood what it was about. Never mind, it was great to see you. Carol's just come on. We've got Home Alone, all present and correct. Now, Carol Jackson's team, I think we're in the top 3 or 4 last Wednesday night, so let's see how well they can fare tonight. I'm sure they're good. Robin Miller's saying by hook or by crook. I presume that means we're going to get the whole team together soon. I'm sure you will in a little while. Mark Ganderton, free dining does sound good, Mark. That's an interesting one, that is. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, unless he sends us all a voucher in the post, but I expect you've just got to book into a restaurant and claim your free £10 meal, I suppose. I don't know. It will be interesting to see how they do that. Along, of course, with the drop in VAT, which will also be welcome, although I'm in the pub trade, it won't affect us quite so much. It will be on our food. So Saturday, I don't know. Well, of course, they are saying it's going to be restricted to certain days of the week, but we will see. We will see. Right, Mark Ganderton's signed in. We've got Scott Gould. Evening, first timer. How do we answer? Right, Scott. Get yourself a piece of paper. That's all we need. Piece of paper, pen and paper. You can join your friends, Zoom teams together, whatever you like. You just listen to me delivering the quiz in the normal way. There are 6 rounds of 10 questions, except the first round, which has actually got 12, but never mind. And you write them all down. You do your own marking. And at the end of each round, you total up your scores and you put them in the chat column, so that basically we can see the teams that are winning or losing. Obviously, we hope that people aren't using the internet all the time. Some of my questions it's impossible to find on the internet, but even so, it's a bit of fun, and we'll see how it goes. So there we go, Scott. All you've got to do, get yourself a nice bit of A4 paper. In fact, round number 1 tonight is entitled Wednesday the 8th. You will want to write down the letters W-E-N-D-E-S-D-A-Y. D-N-E-D-A-Y, 8-T-H, Wednesday the 8th, in a column, and each of the first 12 answers starts with those letters or numbers. So, who else has just signed in? We've got Jackie Skip just signed in. Evening, Jackie. Hope all is well with you and your friends. Faye's just signed in, so we've got the other booby girl signing in as well. The Quizzy Rascals, last week's winners, on a clear 60 points out of 63, I think it was last week. Are here to take you all on again, so let's see how the Quizzy Rascals fare tonight. Vanessa's here. Good evening, Vanessa from Burton-on-Trent. I hope all is well with you and the family, and I expect, like us, you've had a miserably wet and horrible day. We had to get out of the house today. It was driving us spare with the rain, so we had a nice trip to Aldi's to keep us going. Michelle has just signed in. Evening, Michelle. Hope all is well with you and the family. Ready to do battle, especially against your other crick friends. Home Alone 6, who are, I'm sure, hoping to beat you, but we will see. Gareth's just signing. Good evening, Gareth. Hope all is well with you. Yes, Scott, you'll find it pretty straightforward as we go along. So hopefully you're not playing alone. You probably, obviously, if you can get 2 or 3 in your team, it always helps. Andrew Lewis has just signed in from Yelvertoft. Good evening, Andrew. Hope all is well with you. And so was Martin Davis. So Martin, of course, is a big rival of Andrew. They're in the same team normally when they come to the pub, but as we haven't done that for the last 3 months, they're now on opposing teams for the next few weeks until at least we can get back to a pub at some time in the future. Mike Yates has just signed in. Evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you. I think it went pretty well for you last night, didn't it? You're certainly there or thereabout the first few rounds. I didn't like that Spanish round last night. I don't know why, but I got the Basque region mixed up. I got somebody else mixed up. Kicking myself because I'm pretty good at geography, but I didn't know that. Yeah, plus the fact I don't go so much, but never mind. Wally Chewbacca's just starting raining here tonight in the Royal Forest of Dean. So, well, yes, it's been raining, and I think it's forecasting more rain here in a little while, so we'll see how we do. Yep. We did okay, said Mike. Yes. Hi, John. So they're on a team together. So Mike Yates has just signed in with his friend Woody Chewbacca, I presume, is helping or is in your turn tonight. Richard Hawkins. Hi, first time with my wife, Jen. Well, lovely to see you, Richard. Hope all is well with you. Right, as I'd mentioned earlier to Scott, get yourself just some scraps of paper, and all you've got to do basically is very straightforward. We have 10 questions in each round. At the end of each round, we do some marking, which you put in the chat column. So all you've got to do is tell me how many you've got each round, or basically your total score after each round. You'll see as everybody else puts them in. So basically, we do 10 questions, followed by I give you the answers to those 10. You then see how many marks you've got, and you just put it up in the chat column. And basically, all the teams are competing against each other. So we'll see how we fare tonight. Right, they're all teaming up and ready to go. Oh dear, right. Time for a beer, I think. I don't quite know what we're on tonight, but it's cool, it's refreshing. And it was from Aldi's, I think, just £1 a tin tonight. So, yes, a 5.2 little tipple. Not quite sure what it is, but never mind. Twisted Knots American IPA, I think. But we'll see. Mike saying no Steve tonight, but never mind. Tim and myself, that's still a good team. Right then, let me just run through those rounds again. Round number 1 is entitled Wednesday the 8th. Round number 2 tonight is a trivia trail, where the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next answer. I'll explain as we get there. Round number 3 is a connection round, where I ask 9 general knowledge questions, and question 10 asks for a connection between the previous 9 answers. That can be quite good fun, especially if you can work the connection out. They're not much fun if you can't. Round number 4 is an initial letter link. Again, 9 straightforward general knowledge questions, whereby you take the first letter of each of your previous 9 answers, and question number 10 asks you to rearrange those letters to spell out the answers to number 10. Round number 5 tonight is a rhymings pair round, where we've got 2 sets of 5 questions, where the answers to one set of 5 rhyme with the other set of 5. I don't tell you, however, which order they're in. And of course, as normal, the last round tonight is basically a straightforward trivia round. This is trivia that most quiz aficionados should know or not know, as the case may be. So we will see how we fare. So we've got Faye McSorley, she's on Hop House 13, and Nobby's nuts tonight. Excellent. Is Nobby with you, or are they just not? Oh, sorry, they're Nobby's nuts, yes. Yes, very good nuts, those. I've not eaten Nobby's nuts for a while. Right, where are we? Harry and Julie and Ian here. And Julie missed you Sunday. We were up on the Suffolk coast. I heard that. Ian told me that you were sunning yourselves and enjoying meeting the rest of your family on the Suffolk coast. Hope you had a great time and a good catch up. And thank you very much. Of course, I must thank Ian, who is part of their team, because he's managed to get my phono preamplifier working. So at long last, we have some music in my house for my turntable. Whatever you do, don't buy kits from China and try and put them together yourself and leave a blob across a track of solder, which doesn't really do very good. And there was me thinking I was good at putting kits together, but I think that's the second time that I've managed to knack a few things. But never mind. Right, we've just got yes, I'll blame my eyesight for that. What's this? Nicky Mouse, hello. We're down in teams tonight as my rabbiting daughter has decided to go into labour. Wow. I mean, she could have waited. Well, she could have waited, couldn't she? Well, you're going to do a commentary from the hospital. Maybe you could maybe you could do it live or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh dear. Well, I hope it all goes well for her at least. And she might stop rabbiting a bit in a minute. You see. Chris Meads, good evening to you. Hope all is well with you. So you checked in. Again, the Chris Meads team, good strong team. Hilary Lower, the famous five, are checking in as well. Again in the top five last week, the famous five. So always a team that can come from nowhere and beat anybody. Chris Speaks just signed in. Good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you and the family. Are you doing it as a complete team tonight, or are you in two groups as you do some nights? I don't know. And good evening to Mick and Bev. They're online. Hope all is well with you. Whose birthday was it today? It's Terry's birthday today. I presume you wished Terry a happy birthday today, Mick. I saw it to his birthday. We sent him a quick happy birthday to him. So let's hope all is well with him. Nicky Bowers, no, it will be announced maybe live on air. Fantastic. Well, it might be. You never know. Mark Anderton, no outside broadcast tonight then, Nick. No, I did mention earlier it's persisting down with rain. Well, it isn't actually, but it has been. And I think rain is forecast again in the next half hour, so we will see. So we've got James just signed in. Hi, Nick. She's saying from Graham and newly shorn Jane. Oh, newly shorn. You managed to get to the hair. I can't believe that. Yes, a lot of people have found it difficult to be getting to see their coiffeur, should we say, and get their hairs done. But yes. Good evening to the Giffords from Cambridge. So hope all is well. Have you got my brother Steve joining you tonight, or is he notable by his absence? We will see. Anyway, so we've now got 59 teams signed in at the moment. Let's see whether we can get up to 60 before having a Jack Daniel's 150 anniversary bourbon. Oh, excellent! That sounds good. You haven't told me how the hedgehogs are not there. Yes, the hedgehogs are going. We'll have to see. You'll have to let me know, Ian. Are you still going out and feeding them every evening? I don't know whether they come out when it's wet and horrible, do they? I expect they do. Yeah, Mick's just saying he sent greetings to Terry. Finally did my speed awareness course online yesterday. Well, at least you haven't got to go and do it on, because last time I did one, I had to go to this place near Anstey or something and do my online speed awareness course. The only one I've ever done, thankfully. And but Mick's done a couple by now. But I suppose in this lockdown period, if you can do it online, it's even better. Ian Miller saying yes, wet. Matthew's just signed in now, so we've got the full PRS team signed in. Well, that's Claire, Robin, and Matthew. Now all online. Steve says they do other things on a Wednesday night. All right. Is that? We won't ask what Steve gets up to on a Wednesday night, but I'm sure they do. Sarah's just joined us. Good evening to Sarah. Hope all is well. And you and Russ are keeping well, especially in these times. And let's see how you can fare tonight. How's the power generation been today? Not good, no. Power generation today, I was just looking a bit earlier, Matthew, was 12 kilowatt hours. Pathetic, really. Just about enough to, that means I had to import 3.5 kilowatts today, which is not what I wanted to do. So running my house on a bleak day like today has cost me 40 pence or something like that. But never mind. And I can hear the dishwasher actually on in the background. So my wife's put the dishwasher on without being told. I nearly allowed her. What? Oh dear. Right then. It's about time we got going, isn't it? We've now got 63, 64 of us all logged in. We've got a minute to go and we will get on with the quiz. Let me just bring up the quiz. So tonight's quiz starts with the first round. It is entitled Wednesday the 8th. So if you'd like to write down on a piece of paper, WEDNESDAY 8TH. No zero in there tonight. So there are 12 answers. And they all start with the letters Wednesday the 8th. Well, that's the exception of the one with the number in it, obviously, but never mind. Right, are we eyes down looking in? We're not quite there yet, but never mind. Have you managed to charge your shave? Yes, I have had a shave. Thank you very much, Ian. And I must thank you very much for getting it going for me. I plugged it in, it worked first time. Not too much noise. There's a tiny little bit of hum in the background, but nothing really that would bother me. So here we go. It is now 2015. So let's get started with this quiz. Right, question number 1, starting with the letter W. W for Wednesday. Question number 1. What was the style of shoe worn from the 1950s onwards by British rock and roll fans? They featured a very sharp and long pointed toe, which gave them their name. It's a 2-word answer I'm after. Although some people spell it with 1 word, but never mind. So what was the style of shoe worn from the 1950s onwards by British rock and roll fans? They featured a very sharp and long pointed toe, which gave them their name. Evening, Hillary. You and Steve joining us now? Great. Well, that was question 1. Lydia's just whacked it up on the in the chat column, so I'm sure you'll be able to go on. So basically, question 1, starting with the letter W, it's the name of that shoe I'm after. Question number 2, starting with the letter E, as in Wednesday. Taking its name from an area of Birmingham, what is the name of the home ground and stadium of Warwickshire County Cricket Club? I know it doesn't help if you come from Worcester, but never mind, I'm sure we'll be able to get this one. So taking its name from an area of Birmingham, what is the name of the home ground and stadium of Warwickshire County Cricket Club? Pretty straightforward stuff so far. That's got to start with the letter E. Right then, question number 3. This is a bit of a multiple choice question, one which is easy to get wrong. I'm going to ask you about cheese. I hope you all like cheese. Question number 3. Which of the following is not the name of a real cheese? So we've got 2 real cheeses and 1 not so real cheese. So which of the following is not the name of a real cheese? I'll give you the choice. Is it Drunken Goat, Drunken Hooligan, or Drunken Sailor? So which of the following is not the name of a real cheese? I'll give you the choice. Is it Drunken Goat, Drunken Hooligan, or Drunken Sailor? That is according to the website, the world's 10,000 best cheeses or something, just in case you're wondering where it's come from. And surprise, surprise, that's got to start with the letter D, as in Wednesday. So your next letter starts with the letter N. Pretty straightforward, this one. John Keats wrote an ode to which bird, which was written either in the garden of the Spaniards in Hampstead, or according to Keats' friend, under a plum tree in the garden of Keats's house? No hints, Roy. So John Keats wrote an ode to which bird, which was written either in the garden of the Spaniards in Hampstead, or according to Keats' friend, under a plum tree in the garden of Keats's house? Keats' house, I think, probably better. So that's got to start with the letter N, ode to something. Evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you. Just logged in. We've only asked 4 questions. You can easily go back and look at those in the chat. So if you carefully go back, but maybe you want to listen to question number 5, which starts with the letter E, as in Wednesday. Question number 5, born on the 19th of December 1915. Who was a French singer-songwriter, cabaret performer, and film actress, noted as French national treasure and one of the country's most widely known international stars? I think noted as needs to be in there. That's all right, don't worry. So question 5 again, born on the 19th of December 1915, who was a French singer-songwriter, cabaret performer, and film actress, noted as a French national treasure and one of the country's most widely known international stars? Remember, that's got to start with the letter E. E for Eric, I suppose. Question number 6, pretty straightforward, this one. Question number 6, Sabado, that's spelt S-A-B-A-D-O, Sabado, is the Spanish word which represents which day of the week? So sábado is the Spanish word, which represents which day of the week. I'm sure all you Spanish speakers will be able to correct me on my pronunciation, but never mind. So that is question number 6. Question number 7. This begins with the letter D, as in Wednesday. Which famous country singer was born in 1946 in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River in Tennessee? There's a good one for you. Didn't know that little fact, but never mind. So which famous country singer was born in 1946 in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River in Tennessee? Well, would you credit that? Who called a river Little Pigeon River? Phew. Little Pigeon River, indeed. I bet they used to squabble about that. Ha! Squabble about, oh dear. Sorry, that's too funny. Actually got the hog's food ready tonight. Oh, excellent. Right, looks like the hedgehog's food's ready for them for later. Ian's already got it prepared. Question number 8, starting with the letter A, also the name of the Greek goddess associated with wisdom, handicraft and warfare. What is the name of a British art retailer which was founded in 1964 and specialised in art, prints and posters? They used to be very popular, but I haven't heard much about them recently. So also the name of the Greek goddess associated with wisdom, handicraft and warfare. What is the name of a British art retailer which was founded in 1964 and specialises in art prints and posters? Remember, that's a one-word answer. It's got to start with the letter A. Right, let's just try this Twisted Knots American IPA. Looks interesting. A bit darker than the first one. Right, question number 9 starts with the letter Y. The capital of Kanagawa Prefecture. What is the second largest city in Japan by population? So I'll say that again. The capital of Kanagawa Prefecture. What is the second largest city in Japan by population? I'm sure Robin will... again, my pronunciation, Japanese pronunciation especially, is not at its best, but never mind. I'm not like the BBC presenters that forever practice their pronunciation of words. Kanagawa. Yeah, Kanagawa, that sounds better. Right, question number 10. Not too many to go in this round, but listen, this has got to start with the number 8. The number 8, so you might be able to work this one out. It's a straightforward number I'm after. If you were to take the number of runs in a Nelson and subtract the number of playing pieces in a game of drafts, what number would you end up with? There's 2 straightforward questions there. If you were to take the number of runs in a Nelson and subtract the number of playing pieces in a game of drafts, what number would you end up with? It's a 2-digit answer. It's got to start with the number 8. So I'm sure you can work that one out. Who have you got in your team tonight, Ange? Question number 11. It's got to start with the letter T. What word can go before Ireland to give the title of a 1950 Disney film, before planet to give the title of a 2002 Disney film, and after national to give the title of a 2004 Disney film? So I'm just after a single word starting with the letter T. What word can go before island to give the title of a 1950 Disney film, before planet to give the title of a 2002 Disney film, and after national to give the title of a 2004 Disney film? Would have thought Disney could have used a few more words than that, but never mind. Clearly not. Alex Brown, does that begin with 8 or 0? It begins with 8. Yes, we've dropped the 0 this week. As it's the 8th, I dropped to 0. I can't come up with enough questions that start with 0 other than fractions and things and obscure them in dialing code. So yes, number 10 started with the number 8, Alex, number 8. And finally, in this round, question number 12, which starts with the letter H, nominated as the best TV boozer of all time in a poll by Blackthorn Cider, The Dog in the Pond is a fictional public house from which TV soap opera? Not too hard because you've got a letter there, so it can't be Crossroads, can it? So nominated as the best TV boozer of all time in a poll run by Blackthorn Cider, The Dog in the Pond is a fictional public house from which TV soap opera? And remember, that's got to start with the letter H, as in Wednesday the 8th. So there we have it. That's first round down. Now, at this stage, just for you newcomers, I'll give you a minute now just to go over your answers, make sure that the rest of the team is happy with what you've written down, and then I will give you some. I'll give you the 12 answers. Then you can do some marking and put your score up next to your team name or personable name or whatever. Yeah, if you've got a team name, that's even better. Wasn't too much that was testing there, 1 or 2, but nothing too testing in round 1, I think. That said, I'm hoping you're all going to get a good 10 at least out of 12, but we will see. Right then, ready to do some marking, Lon? Are you happy? A little bit more time, I think. If you need more time, just put it in the chat and say, oh, we need another 30 seconds or whatever. If you don't need it, we'll get some marking done straight away. In the meantime, there's normally about 2 minutes between each round, so it gives you a chance to get a beer or whatever, especially when I'm waffling on and or giving you the answers. Right then, here we go with the answers to round number 1, starting with the letter W, those shoes I wanted, which came about in the 1950s. Well, they were called winkle pickers. Winkle pickers. Well done if you got that. Number 2, the county ground, Warwickshire, is Edgbaston. Number 3, which had to start with the letter D, the cheese that is not a real cheese is the Drunken Sailor. The Drunken Sailor. It's more of a song, I suppose, than anything else. Number 4, Keats wrote an ode to a nightingale, of course, that bird I wanted. Number 5 was the famous international star, the French international star, Edith Piaf. Number 6, sábado is the Spanish word for Saturday. Not too tricky to work that one out. Number 7 was Dolly Rebecca Parton, or Dolly Parton. She's a famous singer that was born in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River. Number 8, that British art retailer is called Athena, which is also the Greek goddess associated with wisdom, handicraft, and warfare. Number 9 is Yokohama, that city of Japan I wanted. Number 10, if you were to take the number of runs in a Nelson, which is 111 runs, and take away the number of playing pieces in a game of drafts, which is 24, you would end up with a number 87. So well done if you work that out. Number 11, of course, the word that can go before island is treasure. It also goes after, before the film planet and after the word national. Number 12, I was after, of course, that soap opera called Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks, well done if you got that. Right then, add them up. Let's have some scores in after round number 1 and see where you all fare. I think we'll have some pretty decent scores in that round. Lydia's just put all the answers up for those. I think the only real trick one was the Drunken Sailor, but never mind. So we've got Ian Miller with 11. We've got Michelle straight in with a 12. Martin Davis with a 10. We've got Sarah and the gang in with a 12. The Quizzy Rascals are in with an 11. We've got Harry, Julie and Ian with a 10. Graham Gifford and Jane on an 11. The famous 5 on 11. Hilary Farnham's on 11. Andrew Lewis is on 10. Or Wooly Chewbacca, he's signed on a 9. Gareth Williams, Gaz and Bean on 9. Chris Peake's on a 10. We've got the Booby Prize Girls on 10. We've got PRS on 11. Mick Roberts is on 10. Mark Ganderton's on 10. Richard Hawkins is on 10. Finn Doubles on 8. We've got Nicky Bowers on 11. Home Alone 6 on 11. Team Extreme, they're going great on an 8. Any other scores? We've got Pick a Mix on a very good round for us, they say, with an 11. Vanessa's on a 9. Well played, Vanessa, from Burton-on-Trent. Split the Difference on 9. Are we any other scores coming in? You're not telling me. Nobody got a 12. I can't believe that. Did we get a 12? Oh, yes, we did. Sarah got a 12. Michelle got a 12. Of course they did. Sorry. So we've got 2 teams out in the lead at the moment after round number 1. Chris Pickard in with a 10 and the Bad Boys in with 11. Oh, Mike Yates got 12. Well played, Mike. Alex Brown's on 9 as well. Right then, round number 2 tonight. For those of you who don't know how a trivia trail works, it's pretty straightforward. Basically, you take the last letter of your first answer and it's the first letter of your next answer. Does that make any sense? I'll explain it as we go. So let's just ask you the question first. So question number 1, nice, easy one. Oh, Scott Gould, I got 8 there. Excellent. Well done, Scott. So next round, you just add the 8 to whatever you get next to this round. And you'll be all right with this round. This is called a trivia trail, right? You take the last letter of your first answer as the first letter of answer number 2. So question number 1, in 2017, a court in India declared which river a real person in a fresh effort to save it from ongoing pollution? Right, trivia trail, as I'll explain. Right, in 2017, a court in India declared which river a real person in a fresh effort to save it from ongoing pollution. It's a one-word answer. Now then, Scott, take the last letter of that one-word answer, and it's the first letter of your next answer. That make any sense? So question number 2, listen carefully. What name is given to the limestone structures that grow up from the ground over millions of years in underground caverns? So what name is given to limestone structures that grow up from the ground over millions of years in underground caverns? That's a one-word answer as well. Now then, Scott, take the last letter of that answer, and it's the first letter of your next answer. Again, a one-word answer I'm after. Question number 3 is a bit trickier. Normally made of stone. By what name? Sorry, what name was given to a coffin used by the ancient civilizations to bury their kings? So question 3 again. Normally made of stone. What name was given to a coffin used by ancient civilizations to bury their kings? Oh, the previous answer, question number 2, yes, question number 2 was a plural. Sorry, question number 2 was a plural. Limestone structures that grow up from the ground. Yes, a bit tricky with plurals. All right, Mike, happy with that? Right, question number 4 will put you back on track if you're off track, as we say. Take the last letter of number 3, young Scott, and it's the first letter of this one. Which planet in our solar system is associated with the dark Cassini division? So question number 4 again. Which planet in our solar system is associated with the dark Cassini division? Hopefully, if you've got the previous one right, that becomes very apparent. He's got it. Well done. Question number 5. The final Thursday in which month of the year has now become traditional for most American states to celebrate Thanksgiving? Not too hard, that one, if you've got the letter, because it's the only one. So question number 5 again. The final Thursday in which month of the year has now become traditional for most American states to celebrate Thanksgiving? Well, we had an interesting weekend with the pubs opening for the first time. Both our pubs opened and it all went reasonably well. What's that? I don't know, everybody knows that. Right then, question number 6. What colour is used to signify the property Trafalgar Square on the UK Standard Monopoly Board? So what colour is used to signify the property Trafalgar Square on the UK Standard Monopoly Board? Ooh. Question number 7 is for all you bird lovers. Question number 7. What bird has species called lesser whistling, ruddy, and ring-necked? So what bird has species called lesser whistling, ruddy, and ring-necked? So we're after a species of bird. Again, take the last letter of that answer and it'll be the first letter of your next answer, which becomes very apparent, I'm sure. Question number 8 then. What is the SI, base unit of mass, as defined by the International Bureau of Weights and Measures? So question number 8 again. What is the SI, base unit of mass, as defined by the International Bureau of Weights and Measures? Even if the Americans wouldn't like it, but never mind. Again, take the last letter of your answer to question number 8 and the first letter of your answer to question number 9. It's a bit tougher. What was the first name of the romantic Russian composer Mussorgsky, who was famous for his pictures at an exhibition, amongst others? So what was the first name of the romantic Russian composer Mussorgsky, who was famous for his pictures in an exhibition, amongst others? Well, he was famous for quite a lot of works, actually. Never mind. I'm sure Home Alone will get that one. Carol Jackson will know that straight away. And I'm sure she won't be boastful about it either. And finally, take the last letter of that answer, and it is the first letter of this one, question number 10. Question number 10, what one word connects an amateur interest in railways, a 1993 novel by Irvine Welsh, and a 1996 film based on the same novel? That's just a one-word answer. And the last letter of that answer will take you all the way back to number 1, the first letter of number 1. You understand that, everybody? The last letter of that answer, question number 10, takes you all the way back to the first letter of question number 1. So question 10 again, what one word connects an amateur interest in railways, a 1993 novel by Irvine Welsh, and a 1996 film based on the novel, the same novel? Right, there we have it now. I don't think that was a particularly tricky round. There's one answer there that was tough. Maybe Mussorgsky's first name. Other than that, they all followed on nicely from each other. So I'll just give you a minute and then we'll... number 8. Number 8. is singular. It's going well. Nice one, Mark. I thought something was coming there. Oh dear. Hey, stop giving. Robin, stop giving the answers away. Right, here we go then. Let's just go through the answers to the trivia trial. We started off, court in India declared which river a real person. Well, apparently, this was in 2017, it was the river Ganges. That gave you the S for your next answer, which was the stalagmites, of course, that grow up from the base of caves. That gave you another S for a sarcophagus, which is a name given to a coffin made of stone. That gave you another S for that planet I was after, the planet Saturn, which in turn gave you an N for the month of November, when Thanksgiving takes place. That gave you the R for the colour red, of course. Trafalgar Square is red. That gave you the D for the bird species that I was after. Ruddy duck, of course. They were all forms of duck. That gave you the K. The base SI unit of mass is in fact a kilogram. That gave you the M for the guy called Modest Mussorgsky. Modest Mussorgsky. Well done if you got that. That's why I said it wasn't boastful to say anything about that. And final number 10, of course, was train spotting. Train spotting. What's that? What's he put there? Greiser. No, is it? Who's a Greiser? The word is Greiser. Which one's that? I'm not sure which one he's on about. Never mind. Oh, well. Right then, we have the Quizzy Rascals straight in with a 21 points. That's a great score. Mike Yanks with 19. Michelle Gibbons was also on 21 points. We've got Harry Julian Ian on 20 points. We've got Martin Davis on 19. Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 21 points. We've got Home Alone on 21 points. We've got Andrew Lewis on 19. Hilary Farden's on 18. Chris Peaks on 20. We've got Nicky Bowles and the gang on 20. Richard Hawkins on 19. We've got Booby Prize Girls on 19. We've got the Famous Five on 21 points. Ian Miller's on 19. Mick Roberts is on 20. The Giffords are on 20. Wooly Chewbacca's on 18. PRS are on 21. We've got Alex Brown on 18. We've got Pick a Mix on 20. Split the Difference are on 18. Tights hang down. You're right, they do occasionally. Gaz and Bean on 18. Mark Gannington's on 18. Finn Doubles on 18. So some great scores there. There's not many of us lagging behind at all. So I'm Chris Pickard on 20 and the Bad Boys on 20. So some great scores in so far tonight. So right at the top of the pile on, I think, 21, we have PRS at the moment on 21. We have the Famous Five on 21. We have Home Alone on 21. Michelle Gibbons on 21. And the Quizzy Rascals on 21 points. So they're the teams at the moment. 5 teams out there in the lead. Only by a point, though. Right, connections round tonight. We have 9 general knowledge questions, where question 10 asks you to work out the connection between the previous 9 answers. Do we get the idea of this round? So 9 general knowledge questions. There is a connection between each one of the answers. All you've got to do is work that connection out. And I'll ask for that when we get to number 10. Right then, question number 1, I'm sure we've had before in the dim and distant past. Also known as the Book of Winchester, what more common name was given to the Great Survey of England that was conducted in 1086? So, also known as the Book of Winchester. What was the more common name given to the Great Survey of England that was conducted in 1086? Right then, question number 2. In which 1996 film does Pete Postlethwaite play the conductor of Brimley Colliery Brass Band? That is a 2-word answer. So in which 1996 film does Pete Postlethwaite play the conductor of Brimley Colliery Brass Band? That's a good film. Yeah, that's another one you'll have to watch if you haven't watched it. That's well worth a watch. Question number 3. I think most of you will get this. It's in the Chancellor's speech today. In the world of finance, what do the commonly used initials VAT stand for? Come on, I can't think anybody's going to get that one wrong. So in the world of finance, what do the commonly used initials VAT stand for? 3-word answer, obviously. Question number 4. Dance your cares away, worries for another day, let the music play are the opening lines of the theme song for which 1980s children's puppet TV show? So question 4 again. Dance your cares away, worries for another day, let the music play are the opening lines of the theme song for which 1980s children's puppet TV show? Now then, you are looking for a connection between all these answers. Somewhere there's a connection between them. So look hard at each of the answers you put down, see whether you can work out a connection. Question number 5 may help. This may help. Question number 5, 5-card draw, 7-card stud, and Texas Hold'em are variations of which common card game? I just want a 1-word answer. So 5-card draw, 7-card stud, and Texas Hold'em are variations of which common card game? It's just a 1-word answer. Now, I'm hoping 1 or 2 of you might have worked the connection out by now. So look carefully at the 5 answers you've already got. See what connects them. Question number 6. What was the name of Mufasa's younger brother and Simba's uncle, who was voiced by Jeremy Irons in the original film version of The Lion King? So what was the name of Mufasa's younger brother and Simba's uncle, who was voiced by Jeremy Irons in the original film version of The Lion King? I think I got that right. I hope I have. Again, a 1-word answer I'm after. Oh, I can hear my wife's phone dinging. She's got somebody dinging in an answer there. Is it the right answer? Is it the wrong answer? We will see. Question number 7. Another one on a children's theme, really. What 3-word phrase did Zebedee use to end each episode of the children's TV show, The Magic Roundabout? So question 7 again. What 3-word phrase did Zebedee use to end each episode of the children's TV show, The Magic Roundabout? I think actually there was an exception to this, so don't start quoting me exactly. But you know what I'm after all the same. So carefully keep looking for a connection. Question number 8. Question number 8 is a Simpsons question. Robin will like this one. It's Robin from PRS. He's a big Simpsons fan. By what two-word name is Marion Antoni Damasio more commonly known as on the TV show The Simpsons? Yes, I don't think we need that, Robin, but you just concentrate on this one. So by what two-word name is Marion Antoni Damasio more commonly known on in the TV show The Simpsons? I don't suppose I've said that correctly either, but never mind. That's probably because he's better known by this two-word name. Ooh. Question number 9. This is a bit tougher. Maggie May was Rod Stewart's first solo UK #1 hit single, also featuring a girl's name in its title. What was his last? That's a good question. So Maggie May was Rod Stewart's first solo UK #1 hit single, also featuring a girl's name in its title. What was his last? I presume it's his last UK #1 hit single. I don't know if it's the same, but I think it is. And finally, question number 10, of course, is what one word connects the previous 9 answers? No, I've written that wrong. It's supposed to say 9 answers. Better correct that quickly. So finally, what one word connects the previous 9 answers? Come on, Leslie, if you can get the connection, you'll get it all right. 3 out of 10 if I'm lucky. You obviously had a misspent childhood. You should have been watching TV a bit more. all about my age, these things. Well, maybe not. I suppose a good deal of 70s and 80s TV there, isn't there? So we're just looking for a single word that connects the previous 9 answers. A single word that connects the previous 9 answers. I will give you a minute to just work that out. We'll do some marking after the connections round 3. I watched them when I was a child, not when I was 30. Well, you see, that's the difference. Because as a parent, of course, you get to watch children's TV all over again when you're about 30. And you have to watch it for at least 10 years, you know. So I'm sure my mate Keith will say exactly the same. You end up watching all their programmes. If you don't know Peppa Pig at the moment, and what's that one with the dogs? Paw Patrol. Oh, dear. You need to know all these things. There we go. Right then, let's do some marking, should we? Anybody need any more time, or are we all right? A little bit more time, sure. We'll give you just another minute. You can get yourself some beer and some crisps ready, or whatever else you want for this next round. Oh. Right then, I think we're probably ready for some marking. Here we go then. Connections round. Also known as the Book of Winchester. What common name was given to the Great Survey of 1086? The Doomsday Book. The Doomsday Book I was after. Number 2, that film, which starred Pete Postlethwaite conducting the Brimley Colliery Brass Band, was called Brassed Off. Brassed Off. Well done if you got that. Number 3, VAT, of course, is value added tax. Number 4, Dance Your Cares Away, Worries for Another Day, Let the Music Play. These were all from the children's TV public show Fraggle Rock. Well done if you got Fraggle Rock. That wasn't easy. Number 4, 5-card draw, 7-card stud and Texas Hold'em are variations of poker. What was the name of Mufasa's younger brother and Simba's uncle? He was called Scar, of course, the nasty lion. Number 7, the 3-word phrase that Zebedee used was time for bed, of course. Time for bed. Number 8. By what two-word name is Marion Anthony Damasio Betacone? He was known as Fat Tony, of course, the mafia boss in whatever. Number 9, Maggie May was Rod Stewart's first UK Selden Watt single, also featuring a girl's name in his title. What was his last? Well, I've got the answer down as Baby Jane. And of course, the one-word connection was face. Facebook, Face Off, Face Value, Rock Face, Poker Face, Scarface, FaceTime, Fat Face, and Baby Face. That connects the previous 9 answers. Now, if you've not done a connections round before, it's not always easy to see what I'm after, but they all go in a similar theme. All right, so let's have some scores in. So we've got Sarah and Russ still doing really well. Have you got your friends with you? Just the 2 of you tonight or 4 of you? 31 points. We've got Carol and Home Alone 6 on 31 points. Chris Beeks on 29. Michelle's on 29. Martin Davis on 27 with Mick Roberts on 28. We've got the famous 5 on 29 points. We've got Gaz and Bean on 26. We've got Harry, Julie, and Ian on 28 points. The Giffords are on 26. Let me say the lowest score for a round ever. Well, it doesn't help when you do the quiz on your own. You don't know anything about children's scores, but never mind. 4 of us tonight. So Nicky Bowers on 27. We've got Wooly Dewbacker on 25. Andrew Lewis is on 23. And Miller's on 27. Hillary and Steve Farnan, I trust, are on 23. We've got Matthew Blood and PRS on 31 points. The Quizzy Rascals are on 30. Scott Gould on 20 with lots of what's-its, but never mind. Split the difference on 28. Leslie Barrett's just scored 4 on that round. Never mind. Melanie Perrin on 25. We've got Vanessa on 21. We've got Pigamix on 29. Mike Yates on 27. Richard Hawkins on 27. Team Extreme, 25. The Booby Prize girls are on 28 points. We've got Chris Pickard on 27 points. So, yes, that was a tough round, I have to say. Connections round, it wasn't that easy that time. There was perhaps a bit too much in the way of children's television, but never mind. Oh, no, Leslie got 5 after all. I think you would have got VAT. You would have got the Doomsday Book, I'm sure. And the Bad Boys are on 28 points. Not quite enough children's TV by the looks of things, Keith, I'm sure there was. Anybody high 20s? And certainly into the 30s. We've got Quizzy Rascals on 30, we've got PRS on 31. And then we've also got Famous 5 on 29, Michelle's on 29, Chris Beeks on 29, but out in the lead, 2 teams on 31. We've got Sarah and Russ on 31, and we've got Home Alone 6 on 31. PRS is also on 31. 3 teams on 31 points. Right then, round number 4 tonight is an initial letter link. Little bit like the first round. Well, a little bit like the last round. Basically, there are 9 general knowledge questions. Question number 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers. These are a little bit more general knowledge. So, eyes down, look in. Let's have a go. See how we do. Question number 1. According to legend, to which island was King Arthur taken after he was mortally wounded? So according to legend, to which island was King Arthur taken after he was mortally wounded? It's a 1-word answer I'm after. What's that, Willow? Ibiza? So it could have been tagged to Ibiza, I suppose. Question number 2. How is the character of Timothy Pratchett better known in a famous novel? So how is the character of Timothy Pratchett better known as in a famous novel? That's a 2-word answer, surprisingly. Now then, as you're doing these, you might like to write the letters down on the right-hand side. It's just that we take the first letter of each answer. Question number 3. Blagging, blurting, and quaffle-pocking are all fouls in which sport? So question 3 again. Blagging, blurting, and quaffle pocking are all fouls in which sport? Something I've never played yet, but I'd like to. Sounds good to me. Not with my shoulder, I wouldn't. No, that's for sure. Question number 4. And when she knows what she wants from her time, and when she wakes up and makes up her mind, is a line from which 1980's #1 hit single by Billy Joel? That's a 2-word answer. So, question 4 again. And when she knows what she wants from her time, and when she wakes up and makes up her mind, is a line from which 1980's #1 hit single by Billy Joel? Do look at the chat. You'll see all the questions that Lydia's posting as we go along. So if you're not sure what I've said, which is easy not to understand at the best of times, do feel free just to look at the chat, and the questions are all there. Question number 5. Had that on in the car earlier. Excellent. I used to have it in my car, actually. I had the Greatest Hits album, and I was always playing that, but never mind. Question number 5. Bordered to Belarus to the north, Kiev is the capital city of which Eastern European country? Was a good album. So, bordered to Belarus to the north, Kiev is the capital city of which Eastern European country? Right, we seem to have settled down to a good 66 teams tonight, which is very good going. Especially on such a grey, horrible evening as tonight, but never mind. We didn't start the fire. What's that? Oh, possibly, yeah. Question number 6. Listen carefully. It's an anagram, a very easy anagram, I have to say. Touch Safari. Touch Safari is an anagram of which country? So the 2 words, Touch Safari, it's an anagram of which country? Not giving you any more clues, that's a bit too easy. Even you thought that was easy, didn't you? Yep. Well, I'm just saying you thought it was easy as well. So it was just my daughter was agreeing with me, that was too easy. Oh, this is one for my brother Greg and Keith. Football question. They like this one. Question number 7. Now playing in League 2, which English football team beat Manchester United in a 2006 League Cup match that was the first ever match between the two sides, and makes them the only team to have a 100% record against Manchester United during Alex Ferguson's reign as manager? Nice to see you anyway, Scott. Hope all goes well with you and have a good week. So now playing in League 2, which English football team beat Manchester United in a 2006 League Cup match that was the first ever match between the two sides and makes them the only team to have a 100% record against Manchester United during Alex Ferguson's reign as manager? That was a good old question, wasn't it? Well, you might not know that, obviously, but you might be able to work it out when you get to the link at the end. Question number 8. This is a good proverb that I use a lot of the time. According to a well-known proverb, a poor workman blames his what? I'm blaming my soldering on, I tell you. God dear. So, according to a well-known proverb, a poor workman blames his what? No rude answers, thank you. Question number, well, he could blame his wife. Oh dear, wife's going to kick me for that one, Martin. It was your suggestion, not mine. Question number 9. Which camera brand was named after the highest mountain in Greece, apparently? So which camera brand was named after the highest mountain in Greece? And finally, question 10. This might help you. Take the first letters of each of your answers, write them down to one side. Then you've got to follow this. The first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell out the name of which rock band, who, according to the Guinness World Records, have had more hits in the UK singles chart than any other band, that is. So the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell out the name of which rock band who, according to Guinness World Records, have had more hits in the UK singles chart than any other band, which I find quite amazing, but there we have it. It's got to be true if it's in the World Guinness Records thing. So remember, take the first letters of your first 9 answers, rearrange them, and they will spell out the name of that band. That's if you've got it right, of course. What's that? They all sounded the same. Right, that's the end of round 4. Just 2 rounds to go to keep you entertained before we have to watch some more drivel on television, but never mind. Has anybody been watching that new BBC thing with the pregnant women on it? We watched the first 2. It doesn't seem to be getting much better, but I don't know. Oh, good old Leeds. Beer ready. Oh, that's all I thought. My daughter's getting me more beer, isn't it? Brilliant. So how many? I asked on Sunday, but I was just wondering how many of you have been to a pub at all in the last week. Now they've been out, well, since Saturday, I suppose. Are there any more of you been out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever else? I'd be interested to know whether any of you went out at the weekend. Of course, the weather's blooming awful this week, so it's not exactly the kind of weather to be sat in a beer garden anyway, but never mind. Hopefully, they are forecasting better weather even for Friday late on, and Saturday should be good, Saturday, Sunday. So hopefully, people should be able to enjoy at least the pub gardens on Friday, Saturday if they want to get out. Of course, the Chancellor in his statement today was encouraging everybody, by the looks of things, to go out, have a meal, get back and spend in the pubs, spend in the restaurants, whatever else. So we'll see how it goes. I wonder what he's going to do if he has to clamp it back down again there. That could be interesting, couldn't it? Might have to change track again. But we will see. Right, anybody need any more time, or are we happy? So Hillary's been out to the pub. Sif's not been to the pub. Martin's not been to the pub yet. Mark, watch, staged. What's that? Oh, sorry, staged. Hilarious. Oh, yeah, we'll have to watch that. Have you been to the pub yet, Mark? I trust you probably have. And a good run of weather for next week. Yeah, good. Let's see how we do. Woody Chewbacca wants a little bit more time, so I'll give you a little bit more time. The sport question is a bit dubious. Yeah, possibly. I think it is quite Quite a factual question. I don't think there's any. Now playing in League Two, which English football team beat Manchester United in a 2006 League Cup match. It was the first ever match between the two sides and makes them the only team to have a 100% record against Manchester United during Alex Ferguson as manager. Question 3 isn't real sport. No, it's not real sport, you're right. Although I'd like to try and have a game, wouldn't you, Alex? It'd be good fun. Right then, everybody, here we go. Let's go through some answers, should we? I think we've probably had long enough now. So the initial letter link, we started off, according to legend, to which island was King Arthur taken after he was mortally wounded? That was Avalon, of course. Avalon, also the name of an album, I think, by Roxy Music. Very good it was. Question number 2. How is the character Timothy Pratchett better known as Tiny Tim? Tiny Tim. So they gave you an A and a T. Number 3, blagging, blurting, and quaffle pocking are all fouls in the sport of Quidditch. Number 4, of course, was Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. Number 5, bordered by Belarus to north, Kiev is the capital of the Ukraine. Touch Safari is an anagram of South Africa. Number 7, the team I wanted that have got a 100% record against Alex Ferguson's Manchester United team was Southend United. Southend United. Well done if you worked that one out. Number 8, according to a well-known proverb, a poor workman blames his tools. Number 9, which camera brand named it was named after the highest mountain in Greece. That, of course, was Olympus. And finally, number 10, the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell out the name of which rock band who, according to the Guinness World Records, have had more hits in the UK singles charts than any other band. And apparently, that is Status Quo. Status Quo. So well done if you worked that one out. God knows how they've ever had more hits. I presume that means into the charts. I don't know. Did you say that Quidditch isn't real? Well, I'd like to try playing it, but never mind, we'll see. Right, Chris Speak, very respectable, 39 points. Michel's on 38 points. Richard Hawkins on 36, sorry. Willie Chewbacca, 35, saying it's our best round. Sarah on 41 points. Sarah and Russ, they're doing really well. We've got Martin Davis on 36 points. The Quizzy Rascals are on 40 points. Southend playing League 2 from next season. Well, presumably when I asked the question, they were in round 2 then. Sorry, Alex. Carol Jackson, Home Alone, there on 40 points. Andrew Lewis is on 32. Graham Gifford's on 34. Harry Cage, Harry Julian Ian are on 37. The Famous Five are on 39 points. Mia Roberts is on 36. Ian Miller's on 34. Hilary Farnard on 32. We've got Pick and Mix, 39, doing very well, they say. Yes, and so you are. We've got Nikki Bowers, still no news, on 36 points, so we don't know whether the baby's on its way or not yet. But then what could have been a false alarm. Maybe she's rabbiting on somewhere in hospital, keeping the nurses happy. Sorry, Nikki. Keith, the Bad Boys are on 37. We've got PRS on 40 points. The Booby Cries girls are on 35. Mark Gannett on 32. Split the Difference are on 36. What's he say? Playing it with your arm. What's that? Gaz and Bean 32. Vanessa on 28. Alex Brown's on 33 points. Mike Yates on 31. Team Extreme are on 33 points. And Findables on 33. We've got Melanie Perrin on 33 points. Wouldn't surprise me. What's that? Rabbiting on at the midwives. How old is she, for heaven's sakes, this daughter of yours? I thought from what you were saying the other week, she was only 15 or 16, but clearly she's having a baby. So, well, mind you, she could be 15 or 16. I don't know. Chris Pickard's on 36 points. Well done, Chris. Can we get a shout out, Nick? Yes, of course. Big shout out for Team Extreme. Woo woo. You're all doing well, lads. And Nicky Bowers is on 33 points. So we've got 33 points for Nicky Bowers, 33 for Team Extreme, 36 for Chris Pickard. Melanie Perrin's on 33, Finn Devil's 33. Let's have a look at the leaders, though. At the moment, we have PRS on 40 points. That's a great score. We've got the Famous Five on 39 points. We've got Home Alone on 40 points. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 40 points. But out in the lead at the moment, we have Sarah and Russ and the team from Worcester on 41 points. I don't think they've ever been in the lead at this stage of the competition. So let's just hope they can keep it going the last 2 rounds. Right then, 2 rounds to go. We start with rhyming pairs. These basically are 2 sets of 5 general knowledge questions. Sorry, 2 of the answers rhyme with another 2 of the answers. So basically there are 5 sets of pairs which rhyme. I'm going to change the first one. Right, question number 1, listen carefully. Which 2013 sci-fi film was advertised with the tagline, "Don't let go"? Kind of makes sense, really. So which 2013 sci-fi film was advertised with the tagline, "Don't let go"? So 1-word answer I'm after, 1-word answer. Question number 2, this is a football question. Alex, come on, let's see whether you can get this one. What number shirt was Maradona wearing when he scored his famous Hand of God goal against England? I don't know if it was left or right, I can't remember. So what number shirt was Maradona wearing when he scored his famous Hand of God goal against England? Don't worry if you don't know that, because it's got to rhyme with another one of the answers. So let's see, that may help you, of course. It might hinder you. You might get it completely wrong then. Never mind. Question number 3. What is the 1-word name of the uncle in the Addams family? So what is the 1-word name of the uncle in the Addams family? Come on, Alex, you got a chance there. It's got to be a low number. Surely he wouldn't have been wearing a high number, would he? Well, I mean, more than 11. Question number 4. All the lads will get this one. What was the real first name of the title character in the film Crocodile Dundee? I mean the character's name. Question 4 again. What was the character's first name? Oh no, I've got that wrong again. I've changed it. I don't want to change it. Oh dear. It's just so question 4 again. Sorry. What was the first name of the title character in the film Crocodile Dundee? It's when you try altering things when you don't think they sound very good, and then you haven't seen what you've altered, because it's at the top of the screen, and I haven't. Yeah, I've got a split screen, you see, so I can look at you all and keep an eye on what's going on. Well, I can't see any of you, obviously, but at least I keep looking at the camera. Well, except when I'm drinking beer, of course. Question number 5 is dead easy. What is the official unit of currency of Japan? It's a nice easy one there. What is the official unit of currency of Japan? And that, of course, does rhyme with one of your previous answers, which may help you. Got a pair of bobs. I'm sure we all know the official currency of Japan, don't we? I'm going to change this one. Question number 6. With a similar sounding name, which character from T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats was modelled on Sherlock Holmes' arch enemy? So question 6 again. With a similar sounding name, which character from T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats was modelled on Sherlock Holmes' arch enemy? So that's assuming you know who Sherlock Holmes' arch enemy was. Question number 7. Also a city made famous by Muhammad Ali fight. What is the capital city of the Philippines? So question 7 again. Also a city made famous by a Muhammad Ali fight. What is the capital city of the Philippines? Obviously, I'm predicting this round, Rich, but no mind. That's fine. Leave it at that. Right then, everybody, how are you faring in this round? Do remember, most of these I think are, yeah, I think they're just about all, yeah, they are. One word answers I'm after for all of these, really. Question number 8, listen carefully. What is the name of the cord or band of loosely twisted woven fibres in a candle that supplies fuel to the flame? You're right, Roy. Oh, well, clear question. I did. Question 8 again. What is the name of the cord or band of loosely twisted or woven fibres in a candle that supplies fuel to the flame? No, I'm not a ventriloquist. But there we have it. So have you been playing golf then, Roy? You back out on the golf course? You and, I know Chris Speak's been playing, and has Graham been playing, and Glenn, you all been out there? Got to go. Got to go. See what's going on. I speak to you. What's that? Got to go. Sorry. Question number 9. This is a bit trickier. In which English city would you find the East Gate clock, which is thought to be the second most photographed timepiece in the United Kingdom after Big Ben? So question 9 again. In which English city would you find the East Gate clock, which is thought to be the second most photographed timepiece in the United Kingdom after Big Ben? Depends how well you are travelled, I suppose, around the UK cities. It's a UK city. English city, actually, sorry. Do remember you're looking for rhyming pairs. So there should be 5 rhyming pairs you end up with this round. Question number 10. What type of animal was Guy, one of London Zoo's most famous residents who died in 1978 after suffering a heart attack during an operation on his infected teeth? Poor thing. So question 10 again. What type of animal was Guy, one of London Zoo's most famous residents who died in 1978 after suffering a heart attack during an operation on his infected teeth? I just want a 1-word answer. They're all 1-word answers, really, these, which will help you see. So if you've got the answer to that one, it should rhyme with one of your previous answers. 5 rhyming pairs. So has everybody got 5 rhyming pairs, or are they all struggling? Let me know. This could be the make or break round for some teams. So just make sure you've got 2 sets of 5 rhyming pairs. Well, just 10 correct answers. That's all you need. 5 will rhyme with the other 5. So it looks like Roy out tomorrow, hopefully. All right, sounds great. I don't know why they even stop people playing golf, to be fair. You're out in the open air. It's probably the most distant sport you can ever play, other than on the tee, and then you can't stand on the tee with somebody else anyway. Whenever I play, I'm at least 100 metres away from everybody else, whatever happens. Right, you got all your answers, Andrew? Oh, right. Oh, wife says it's the first round they've enjoyed, so hopefully they've got them all. Okay, well, that's comforting words, isn't it? When your wife says that. Golf and fishing, 2 sports made for social distancing. You're right. Right then, everybody, are we ready? Does anybody need any more time to work these rhyming pairs out, or have we all worked them out? And quickly in the chat column if you need a little bit more time. Right then, as nobody's really going for it, let's see whether you've all got these correct. Question 1. The 2013 sci-fi film advertised with the tagline "Don't Let Go" was, of course, Gravity. Gravity. 1-word answer. Question number 2. What number shirt was Maradona wearing when he scored his famous hand of goal God? That, of course, was the number 10. Number 3. What is the 1-word name of the uncle in the Addams family? That was Uncle Fester. Number 4. What's first name of the title character in the film Crocodile Dundee? That was Mick, as in Mick Dundee. Number 5. The official unit of currency of Japan is the yen, of course, which, surprisingly, rhymes with the number 10. Number 6. With a similar sounding name, which character from T.S. Eliot's old book, Bottom Book of Practical Cats, was modelled on Sherlock Holmes' arch enemy? That was Macavity. Number 7, also a city made famous by Muhammad Ali fight. The capital of the Philippines is Manila. Number 8, what was the name of the cord or band, loosely twisted woven fibres that supplies fuel to the flame? That's called the wick of a candle. Number 9, in which city would you find the East Gate clock? That is in the city of Chester, which rhymes with fester. And finally, number 10, what type of animal was Guy? It was Guy the gorilla, which of course rhymes with Manila. So well done if you got that. So I've got Miller. Gravity, of course, goes with Macavity. So there are your rhyming answers. So well done if you got those. There's one or two that were a bit tricky, but we've got Chris Speak straight in with 49 points. We've got the Booby Prize Girls with 44. We've got Michelle Gibbons with 48. We've got Home Alone 6 on 50. Sarah, Russ, Joe, and James are on 51 points. Let's see whether they can stay there. Andrew Lewis on 41. Full marks over here on 43. That's Team Extreme. Woohoo! Hilary Farden's on 42. We've got Richard Hawkins on 46. Ian Miller's on 43. The Famous Five on 49 points. Roger Gibbs on 43. We've got Mick Roberts on 45. The Quizzy Rascals are on 50. Melanie Perrin is on 43. Martin Davis is on 45. We've got PRS are on 50 points. Harry Cage, Harry, Julian, Ian on 47. We've got Split the Difference on 46. Graham Gifford's on 44. Chris Pickard's on 46. Mark Gannington's on 43. Mike Yates, 39, sorry. Pick and Mix, 49. They're doing really well tonight. Leslie Barrett's on 42. Wooly Chewbacca is on 49 points. Alex Brown's on 43 points. So it's very, very close. We have Pick and Mix on 49 points. We got PRS on 50. We got the Quizzy Rascals on 50. The Famous Five are on 49. We have Carol Jackson and Home Alone on 50. But currently out in the lead by 1 point, I think. We have Sarah Deschamps, Sarah, Russ and Joe on 51 points, leading us into the last round. Oh, we've got the Bad Boys on 47. Bad Boys need Big Bag Barry's help. Right then, last round tonight, basically, is entitled General Trivia. Oh, and Vanessa's on 37 points. Well done, Vanessa, from sunny Burton-on-Trent. Or not so sunny, as the case might be, but never mind. Right then, round 6, last round, and these are just general knowledge. They're not easy, these, so let's see whether there is a change of fortune, but never mind. Question number 1, here we go. Inspired by a real-life incident, where does the lamb follow Mary to in the nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb? So inspired by a real-life incident, where does the lamb follow Mary to in the nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb? It followed her to, that's what I'm after. Team Extreme, I know that one. Question number 2 is one you've got to work out. What one word can precede the words star and primrose and go after the word dress to form 3 new 2-word phrases? To the slaughterhouse. Oh, Ian, and there's you, a wildlife. Look after the hedgehogs and then take them to the slaughterhouse. You'll be telling me you bake your hedgehogs, roll them up in foil next, and come on. So question 2 again. What one word can precede the words star and primrose, well, that's a bit tenuous, and go after the word dress to form 3 new 2-word phrases? How do you hold them, though? I mean, how do you hold a hedgehog without getting spikes in your hand, you know? Especially if you're throwing them at the dartboard. See. Question number 3 is pretty straightforward. What is the minimum number of points needed to win a tiebreak in tennis? So what is the minimum number of points needed to win a tiebreak in the game of tennis? Ah, I've got that wrong, haven't I? Oh, yes. Well, I don't know. No. Right, one word can precede the words. Yes. Oh, cobblers. Oh. I messed up number 2. Just hang on a second. I've just messed up number 2. Yeah, I'm nearly blushing. Sorry. I haven't spent my usual day looking after all the questions, but never mind. Let's go back to number 2 again. What one word can precede the words star, dress, and primrose to form 3 new 2-word phrases? Sorry. So what one word can precede, that means go before the words star, dress, and primrose to form 3 new 2-word phrases? Harry, no, that's not a blush, honestly, isn't it? I'm not blushing, am I? I might be. It's just the redness, that's what it is. It could be the beer. Yeah, it's getting a bit hot in here. We need to put the fan on, I have to say. Jesus. 25 degrees in my lounge now. Right, we've been past question number 3, haven't we? Question number 3 was pretty straightforward. Question number 4 then, listen carefully. Also the name of a TV game show. What was the name of Jesse's horse in Toy Story 2? So question 4 again. Also the name of a TV game show. What was the name of Jesse's horse in Toy Story 2? And it was a pretty rubbish game show, really, but there you go. Right, we're all keeping up so far. Right, question number 5. This is where it starts getting a bit more difficult, but never mind, we'll see. What colour of ribbon is an international symbol of lung cancer awareness? I'm sure you did. It was a rubbish show, though, wasn't it, Keith? It's absolutely hopeless. Sorry, we're talking about number 4. Question number 5 again. What colour of ribbon is an international symbol of lung cancer awareness? You'd be surprised to know all the cancers have got different colours, but never mind. It's a tricky one, that one. Question number 6. Yeah, it was great, wasn't it, Roy? Question number 6 again. On a standard 1 to 25,000 ordnance survey map, what does a square pink symbol indicate? That's a good one. So on a standard 1 in 25,000 ordnance survey map, what does a square pink symbol indicate? That's not easy. Come on, Sarah and the gang. I'm sure you'll get that one, surely. You're all outdoor types, like to get your maps out, as me. I've got them all on my phone. Right, question number 7. It's a bit more basic. In Greek mythology, What was the name of the ship on which Jason and the Argonauts sailed to retrieve the Golden Fleece? So in Greek mythology, what was the name of the ship on which Jason and the Argonauts even sailed to retrieve the Golden Fleece? It was originally one of the constellations in the southern hemisphere, but they split it up into 4 new ones apparently because it was too big. That one leads them right. Put 2 words in there, okay. At the beginning. Right then, question number 8. You just need to think laterally about this. You might be able to get this one. What 2-word phrase meaning blatant and unfair overcharging is generally thought to arise from a window tax introduced in England and Wales in 1696? Sure, you've all seen windows bricked up in many stately homes, in fact many homes, all to do with the window tax of 1696. So what 2-word phrase meaning blatant and unfair overcharging is generally thought to arise from a window tax introduced in England and Wales in 1696? Just needs a bit of lateral thought, that. You'll get it if you think hard enough. 2-word phrase. What's that? Is he playing or not? Question number 9, listen carefully. The practice of chiromancy involves using what part of the body to supposedly predict someone's future? So the practice of chiromancy involves using what part of the body to supposedly predict someone's future? Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get this. Yeah, that's fine. Right, got just one question left. How are you doing? How are we all doing? Anybody that can get 10 on this round is doing really well. I'm expecting a few 7s and 8s here, but never mind. And finally, question number 10. In what year did the host nation last top the medal table at the Summer Olympic Games? So question number 10, in what year did the host nation last top the medal table at the Summer Olympic Games? I'm sure you can work that one out. Right, I'll give you a minute to really think about those. Might get some people swearing at me after that round, but never mind. Come on, Sarah, Russ and the gang. Think deep, think hard. You've got a lot of teams on your tail. Oh! How you doing, Ange? About done? Well, it's been great to see so many people logged on still, enjoying the Wednesday night quiz. It's a bit of something to do on a Wednesday night. Not a lot on the telly, I don't think. We will be back, of course, on Sunday. Sunday quizzes do seem to be have a bigger audience and probably more teams taking part. But we have had some very good teams taking part in our quizzes over the last 29, 30 quizzes that we've done. And thank you all for taking part. I know it must be hard looking at me every damn week, but never mind. We either do it here, online, or in the pub, but we can't do it in the pub at the moment, so there we go. Right then, let's get some marking done in the last round and see how we're fared. Are you ready to do some marking? Anybody else want a bit more time? Do put it in the chat quickly if you need any more time. Bloody baking programs. It's either baking or MasterChef 2. MasterChef the professionals. MasterChef the bloody stars. MasterChef this. MasterChef the singer. You know, blind MasterChef. We'll have MasterChef in drag. Whatever else. Yes, it appears to me they're always coming up with new ideas for the same thing, aren't they? Never mind. Right then, here we go. Let's get some marking done. General trivia round. Are you ready? Eyes down. Looking, inspired by a real life incident. Where does the lamb Mary, the master bakers here? Where does the lamb follow Mary to? It's of course she follows her to school one day. Number 2. The one word that precedes the word star and dress and primrose, of course, is evening. An evening primrose, an evening dress, or an evening star. Sorry, I got that one the wrong way around, but never mind. Number 3, what is the minimum number of points needed to win a tiebreak? That's 7. You need 7 before you can win a tiebreak. Number 4, also the name of the TV game show. What was the name of Jessie's horse in Toy Story 2? That was Bullseye. Number 5, the colour of ribbon. The international symbol of lung cancer awareness is a white ribbon. A white ribbon. Well done if you got that. On a standard 1 in 25,000 ordnance survey map, the pink square symbolises a bunkhouse, a camping barn, or a hostel, but not a youth hostel. A youth hostel is decided by a pink triangle. So a bunkhouse, a barn, or a hostel other than a youth hostel. Number 7, basically the ship was the Argo. Number 8, that 2-word phrase meaning blatant and unfair, and supposedly coming from a window tax, you might have been able to work out, better known as daylight robbery. Daylight robbery, well done of that. Number 9, the practice of chiromancy, of course, involves using palms, palm reading, basically, palms of your hands. And finally, number 10, the Summer Olympics of 2008, where China topped the medal table. So it was China 2008. So I only wanted to know the year. The year was 2008. Well done if you got that. Right then, let's have some scores in. Say how you've all fared. That was not the easiest round in the world. If anybody's got 10 there, they've probably been on Wikipedia. But no, I'm not saying anything like that. But let's see how we've done. We have Ian Miller on 49 points, thanks to you. I hope you have a good week, Ian. We might see you on Sunday if you're about. Wally Schubacher on 50. Roger Griffiths on 50. Chris Peake, well played all, he said. 56 points. We've got Famous 5 on 56. We've got Sarah on 56. Grant Gifford on 50. We've got Andrew Lewis on 47. Mick Roberts on 51. PRS are on 59 points. Hilary Farland on 49. Mike Yates on 41. We've got Richard Hawkins 51. Alex Brown's on 51. We've got Gaz and Bean on 48. Quizzer Askel's on 57. Martin Davis has just put, oh dear, 50. 52, said Team Extreme. Well done. Vanessa is on a fantastic 43 points. Lovely to see you, Vanessa. Carol Jackson Home Alone on 58 points. The Bad Boys on 54 points. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 54 points. Jackie Skips on 51. Chris Meads and Split the Difference are on a dismal 45 tonight. Oh, he's got that wrong. Yeah, well, it's probably 55. Never mind. Courts Pick a Mix on 56 points. Mark, Zero Stamp Duty on 44 points. Zero Stamp Duty. You're thinking of moving there, Mark? And so close. Yes, Sarah. Oh, so close. Never mind. Chris Pickard's on 53 points. We've got Harry and Julie on 53 points. Every week, Chris Meads, you can't add up. Well, he can't. No. Never mind. Yes, I think they were on 50. What were you on? 56? Something like that. Anyway, thanks, everybody. So let's have a look at the winning scores. We have Home Alone 6 on a fantastic 58 points. With the Quizzy Rascals on 57 points. But out in the lead, I think tonight, winning by 1 point, we have PRS on 59 points. So 59 points wins it tonight. Well played, PRS. As I said, in second place on 58 points, we have the Lean Mean team from Crick, Carol Jackson, Home Alone on 58 points. And on 57, we have Quizzy Rascals, followed by winning all the way, of course, Sarah and the gang from Worcester are on 56 points. Obviously, not quite enough on that last round. They tie with Famous 5 on 56, Chris Speak and the gang on 56. And any other teams on 56? Let me have a look. We got anybody else? Anyway, thanks everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed the quiz tonight, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. And I'm sure there will be probably more of us logged on. Sunday night seems to be a very popular night, so make sure you come and join us for another 6 rounds of tricky trivia to keep you all on your toes during these times. The more quizzes you do, the more you'll learn. I knew something the Chaser didn't know tonight. Dewberry soup. She didn't know what dewberry soup meant, but never mind. Cauliflower soup for anybody, isn't there? Anyway, thanks Mike, thanks Jackie, thanks Sarah, Chris, thanks to you. Pick and mix, you did very well tonight. 56 points. Is that a record? There's only 3 off the lead. Fantastic. Mark Gallington, thank you for you. Robin, thanks for you. Sarah, Graham, hope you've all enjoyed it. Andrew, nice to see you. And Jane, enjoyed it tonight. Did you beat Martin tonight? I don't think he put his score down in the end. I think he was too dismal in the end, but never mind. Probably needs you back in his team. That's what I need. Get all 4 of you together. Anyway, good night all. Thank you very much for taking part. It's time for me to go and sit down, enjoy a beer, I suppose, and look forward to setting another quiz for Sunday. So good night all, and thank you very much. We'll see you again. Cheers.